Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Scorpio. This month they're having me, I was being called to do the videos for Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node specifically. So if your North Node is in Scorpio, you can watch whatever video it is that is your North Node if you feel so called. To find your North Node, if you don't already know, you can use a website like I always use Cafe Astrology. You can, use whatever website you would like. But, and you just find your birth chart and it'll tell you what your North Node is. So I don't know why I'm being called to do the North Nodes. I'm not like a big astrology person. So I just feel like there's something about being like, because we have our North Node and our South Node, and they're always directly opposite of each other on the zodiac wheel. And so for a lot of our life, we live in our South Node, which is kind of like our karma. And it's a comfort zone, right? In the North Node, it's almost like we can sometimes feel either triggered by or unworthy of the energy of our North Node, but it's where we're supposed to actually live. As we heal and as we work through our karma and whatnot. So yeah, maybe look into that. Like I said, I'm not an astrologer, so I can't tell you a great deal about it, but I was just really called. They were screaming North Node to me when I was getting into the energy for this month. Okay, so normally I don't look at this card underneath until I'm on camera, but I did see it when it came out. And what is being pointed out to me here with this Mercury energy, which we just went into Mercury retrograde a couple of days ago. But what I'm seeing here is like this gold ring here is, it's almost like the orbit, right? The orbit of the planets, and specifically Mercury in this case. And it's so interesting because normally with this kind of painting, because this deck, it's the spells deck, and on the back of the cards there's like a handful of different like watercolor paintings. And but normally with this image here I usually see like frogs, but this time I'm seeing more of a turtle. And so I'm hearing like, slow and steady wins the race type of energy, especially with the Mercury in retrograde. It's a time to kind of give ourselves a break. Life is going to be maybe a little bit more challenging, and it's important to kind of slow down and work through that as well as we possibly can. And that's what I'm kind of getting here with this Mercury retrograde and turtle energy together. Is kind of just let yourself slow down a little bit. Let yourself take life as it comes, and don't be too hard on yourself. Now it's interesting because before I started recording and before I started shuffling the cards, I was getting like I've been kind of avoidant of the Scorpio reading for some reason. I had a few opportunities to record over the holiday weekend and I didn't do it. And I've just been kind of avoiding it. And so I don't know if that's my energy or your energy or our shared energy. And then I was also like right beforehand, it's almost like right as soon as I say I'm going to record your video, I get very, very tired. And I'm just like, oh, well, I'll take a nap instead of record. And then I sleep for like hours and hours and hours. Well, today I decided not to take the nap and to record anyway. So I don't know if there's something that is making you feel very lethargic. If it seems out of the ordinary, maybe go to a doctor. I'm getting that message. Yeah, if you're feeling very, very tired with no explanation, if you're getting enough sleep at night, all that stuff, maybe go see a doctor, okay? Now, let's see here. What does Mercury have to say? Oh, it just gives a like a potion or whatever. So we will read that at the end because I feel like it's kind of like a advice for you. Okay, so we'll read the potion that they have on there at the end. Right now, we are going to go ahead and get your tarot cards. Yeah, something is slowing down, or you are feeling slowed down. Maybe unintentionally, you're slowing down, and you don't want to, like, you want to pick up the pace, but it's not happening. Or maybe you're wanting to slow the pace down, and you feel like you're always on the go. So, okay, let's go ahead and get some cards for Scorpio, please, for June. Just a message for Scorpio, please. Message for Scorpio. Just a message for Scorpio, please. Okay. So 3 cards came out. You have the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the 9 of Wands. Huh, okay. Let me see here. Okay, so what's interesting to me here is it looks like it's almost like this man is coming up and like presenting to the king and the queen, even though they're not of the same suit. It does feel like that. And this card, it says great strength. And I like that it says that because it is like the wounded warrior is what the 9 of Wands is typically like representative of, is like a wounded warrior. But it says great strength on this one. So it's like all of the pain and the trouble that he's been through has been for his greater good. And he's almost presenting to this king and queen like everything that he's gone through while he was out in the field. And so I don't really know which one of these you are. I do feel like this is you here. Excuse me, sorry. It's interesting. If you look behind their heads, like the king is in a chariot and the queen is in a throne. And like all the kings in this deck are in chariots and all the queens in this deck are in thrones. And it's interesting because normally the kings are also in thrones, but in like in a normal tarot deck, but in this deck they're all in chariots. And but it's interesting because he has like this moon here behind his head, and then she has like a sun behind her head, where normally the masculine is more the sun energy and the feminine is more the moon energy. So maybe you're ruled a little bit more by your feminine energy. It could, if you look at your chart, like I was talking about in the beginning, when you go look up your chart, it usually tells you like how many masculine signs you have and how many feminine signs you have. And so you could have a lot of feminine energy, or I'm getting or did I say you could have a lot of masculine energy? Even if you're like a woman, you can live more in a masculine energy. It's all just fluid, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. But what was I was going to say something. Oh, I was going to say, it does feel like it could be kind of even as well. Even though like the female is in the throne and then the king is in the chariot, I'm getting like and she's right in the middle too. It's almost like you know, she's the ruler, and he still has to go like make the rounds. This is like the warrior, but the king is also moving around. It's not staying put. So that does make me think that you're a feminine energy that presents more masculine. Not necessarily, but I'm getting that strongly here. So I'm gonna definitely need some clarifiers because it's just a bunch of different, or it's like energies. It's not like necessarily a story that I'm seeing here. Okay, hang on a second. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I was being called to like your north and south nodes, because those are, you know, prominent in these readings this month. And so I'm getting that your north and south nodes could be in a air and fire signs. And I was trying to think, let's see, what air and fire signs are opposite of each other. With Aquarius, its opposite is Leo. Gemini is opposite Sagittarius, and Libra is opposite Aries. So they're all air and fire. So you could definitely have air and fire north and south nodes. So air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and then fire is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you could have those as your north and south nodes. And I'm hearing even like your Mercury could be in one of those signs. But I'm getting like the fire sign as your south node because of this wounded warrior card here, this nine of wands. It's almost like that's your wounding. It's the karma, right? Like the places you have been, but you're coming up and out of it because it is the nine. And so your south node could be in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I'm getting Sagittarius strongly just because of this card does have the Sagittarius symbol on it. It doesn't have to be, but I am getting that. You know, there's Aries and Gemini here on this card as well. Is that Gemini? I'm pretty sure that's Gemini. So anyway, yeah, I was getting that really strongly. So let's go ahead. We're going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot to kind of see what these energies are all about, because they're so separate, but then also it's like one. It's not even like separate energies in your life. It's almost like it's different aspects of who you are. And it's like the north and south node have a lot more control over us than I think we give it credit for. And I think that's kind of what it's saying here. It's like you have the king and the queen. It's like that's interesting. I'm also hearing Venus and Mars. I don't know why. Anyway, let's look at this King of Swords with the Rider-Waite Tarot. Okay, so you have the Three of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom. It's interesting because down here at the bottom of this card, I don't know if you can see, there's like 3 cherubs that are pulling his chariot. But they're not really pulling it. They're like kind of like every which way. If you see that. They're facing every which way. And so it's like the three. It's almost like it's the three cherubs grown. That's weird. And so the knight, so it's almost like he has to go on his own now. Like, and it's such a slow moving energy. He goes from like this fast moving energy to a slow moving energy. Because yeah, it's like they get to grow up. It's like that South Node energy. It's like whatever it was, like the karmic debt or whatever, it's like they get to grow into these full-fledged humans and like celebrate who they are and not who they were. Because like the South Node, it just really depends on your beliefs. A lot of people believe, like if you believe in reincarnation, a lot of people believe that your South Node is kind of like the karma that you bring into this life with you. And so it's almost like you get to age up, you get to level up because of, you know, healing your wounds and whatnot, and seeing clearly like how to move from the dark to the light. If your North Node is an air sign, like especially, it's almost like he's cutting them free. Like, do you see how he has his sword raised? It's like he's cutting them free. They no longer have to pull his chariot for him. And so they get to grow and mature. I just don't know how this relates to you. I mean, maybe you do. It probably feels like it's been a slow process. Like you feel like you've been living in karma for a long time. Like maybe you've had a lot of really shitty things happen to you in your lifetime, and you are starting to finally feel more free. Because do you see this queen? It's like how she has fire like around her feet. It's like if that's your South Node, it's almost like burning you up. Living there just is no longer comfortable. Like how it's almost like how I was saying in the beginning, like our South Node can make us feel comforted. Like it's our comfort zone. It's where we want to stay because it's, you know, comforting. It's what we know. But it gets to a point where you can no longer live there in comfort. It starts to be very uncomfortable, especially with this wounded warrior here too. It's like, yeah, it's just like you've been through so much, and the South Node is no longer comfortable. It's not resonating anymore. And so it's almost like spirit, or even like you healing yourself, you know, you sever this, whatever's holding you back. Like the reins are holding these cherubs back, right? And so you sever the reins to your South Node so you can move forward on your own. Like, so you could have a North Node in an air sign, but you could have strong Earth placements, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to, but or you could have that like those as your North Node. But it's almost like you know that you have to set yourself free, but you know it's going to be a slow process to get from your South Node to your North Node. It's going to be a slower process, and that's okay. But you're ready to transition. If you haven't started the transition already, you're ready to start. I think that you maybe have already started. You're probably at the beginning stages. Because it's like almost like here, it's like you're celebrating being free. You're just like, finally, we're free of the karma, right? Of the past karma. Okay, I didn't really ever say what it was I was looking at. One came out, it's the sun, and There were 4 others that came out, but I'm not going to take those because I don't want that many. I don't even know if the sun's supposed to be out because I hadn't really said what I was doing yet, but it's like strong Leo energy, or it's like the fire sign energy, because it is coming out underneath the Queen of Wands. So, and then we have the Death card on the bottom, which is Scorpio's card. So there's like something that's ending, it's like allowing you freedom. But let's look at this Queen of Wands. Can we clarify the Queen of Wands, please? Let's clarify the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Okay, so we have the wheel. I have been getting such strong wheel energy for like the past 2 or 3 months. It's so crazy. And then we have a 7 of Pentacles on the bottom. This is interesting. So the Wheel of Fortune is about turning, the wheel. It's about change. And what I'm getting is like, you're going from your south node to your north node. You're turning the wheel. It's turning. And the 7 of Pentacles is interesting because it's assessment. Like, we look at what we have planted, what worked, what didn't work, and you're seeing what you want to take with you, what you want to move forward with. That's honestly what it feels like. You're transitioning from your south to your north node. You've been clearing a lot of karma. Let's see here. Okay, they're telling me to just go ahead and move on to the Mercury card. So they just want me to point out, when I say they, I just mean like the guides, whoever are guiding me right now, what to say out loud. So they're wanting me to point out that the altar is on the bottom. So I think it's really important for you to have a sacred space that's just for you to make things like these potions and whatnot. So anyway, it says Mercury, a mist to spray for all mercurial matters to allow clear, thoughtful communication and flawless execution. Now, I also know that Mercury is like it's a very air energy. I think it rules Aquarius. Like I said, I am not an astrologer. I actually kind of want to look that up. Let me look that up real quick. Okay, so Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So I'm getting really strongly that your north node could definitely be in Gemini, which I think is actually happening right now. Right now, the north node is in Gemini and the south node is in Sagittarius right now. So, yeah, I'm just getting that really, really strongly. Anyway, so the mist here says, a mist to spray for all mercurial matters to allow clear, thoughtful communication and flawless execution. That is such a King of Swords energy, like that flawless execution and thoughtful communication, clear communication. It's such Gemini energy, or the King of Swords energy. And let's see here. I don't know how to say, it's spelled Hermes, but I know that's not how it's pronounced. Mercury, Alleghua, and Ganesh are just a few representations of the wise messengers of truth. So maybe you should look into some of those stories of those people and see if any of them resonate, because even though it's like technically fiction, like all the mythology and stuff, there you can find, it doesn't necessarily have to be truth, right? But there is some truth to those things. There have been people and rulers and whatnot that live in those energies of the gods and goddesses and whatnot. And so sometimes when you read their stories, you can find things that resonate within you in a negative way, in like a karmic way, and in a, like a north node way. And so looking into some of these stories, I think might help you see some of your north node energy in these characters. And also, it's like they're foes in the mythology. The people who were against them could be kind of like the South Node energy for you, okay? So I don't know why, but I am being called to have you kind of maybe look up some of those characters that I just read, okay? Let's see. Now it gives you a recipe here for this mist. And it says essential oils, 5 drops benzoin, 4 drops bergamot, 3 drops orange, 1 to 2 drops cinnamon. Less is more, it says. And then 2 to 3 drops rubbing alcohol and mineral or spring water. And it says blend the essential oils in a spray bottle, add rubbing alcohol, then fill halfway with water, shake and spray to test. Then fill the rest of the bottle with water and more oils if a stronger scent is desired. Mist at home, work, or whenever Mercury's gifts are needed. Okay, so, and I will hold this up here for you so you can kind of screenshot it if you would like. Sorry if my camera is not clear. Hopefully it's good enough. So yes, Scorpio, I hope this was helpful. I know it was really kind of vague and it talked a lot about North and South nodes, but that's just, the message comes out sometimes like that. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today, any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.